What's up, guys? Wops back here doing another video. This is going to be another one of those realistic videos that apparently everyone likes so much, and this time it'll be a realistic view of Konami. So, Konami is a company that both endorses video games and card games, obviously, since they produce Yu-Gi-Oh cards among other arcade-ish type games. Uh, they're a large company, I would assume. I haven't done a whole lot of research into them, but what I can gather is that they are a fairly large company. So there's two sides, and I'm going to talk more about Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously, because that's what everyone's here to talk about. So Konami has the two sides of Yu-Gi-Oh, which is the OCG and TCG. TCG can even be split up into Europe and the US kind of thing, US Canada side, because obviously there's some differences there. So let's talk about the OCG. So OCG doesn't have things like tour guide, tour bus, wind up shark, um, Tengu, anything that's TCG exclusive, hence the name. So they don't have that. And Europe doesn't always have jump promos. So things like XX Saber Souza, I'm pretty sure Acid Golem, when he comes out, I don't think they're going to have that right away. Shooting Quasar Dragon, jump promos. So I'm assuming once Alpha comes out, that'll change, but as of right now, they don't seem to have the same promos we do. Or promos at all. So then there's a TCG side in the US and Canada that has TCG exclusives like Tour Guide, Tengu, Tour Bus, all out of the garbage. Right? So now we start looking at the business side. So now that they have these three separate, or we're going to call it three separate areas, we have to look at how they're going to make money. So that the OCG gets their stuff first. So like Order of Chaos came out that long before it did here. They're coming out with Galactic Overload soon, and we're not going to see that for another few months. Europe gets it around the same time we do, but they get it like a few days early. Sorry about that yawn. So that's what they do. It's not nothing huge, but we have to start looking at money. Being a company, they're not concerned with fun. They're not concerned with fair. They're not concerned with secondary markets on cards. They're concerned with what they're going to profit off of. Hence why in the past we never see cards, surprisingly, banned from the newest set, i.e. Order of Chaos. So let's take a look at this. We have cards that people are saying right now that I don't really agree with, is that Inzektor Hornet going to 2. Now, why would Konami damage their income from Order of Chaos by hurting one of the top decks that people buy Order of Chaos for? Doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Second, Blackluster Soldier, Envoy the Beginning, and Wind Up Zen Mains. Wind Up Zen Mains is no longer a TCG exclusive. It came out in the Gold Series 2012 for the OCG. Okay? So, what does this mean? Well, it means that Zen Mains could potentially be limited to 1 because it just could. Potentially. But it also means that it was just released in January, I think. So there's about 2 months. So they're still making a little bit of money off, but not a whole lot. So there's that possibility. Same with BLS. It was just released in the OCG 2012 Gold Series. So, it could get banned. I think that Chaos Monsters are going to be switching out. Like, that's just my opinion, is that one's going to come in, one's going to go out. They're not going to leave multiples in the same format, because that just becomes ridiculous. And we get Chaos at the top every time with like 5 boss monsters. So, yeah, that would be that thing. Now, about TCG exclusive, because I know a lot of people are new to this game and maybe don't understand when people like MCool40 or Underworld 666, whatever his name is, talk about oh, TCG exclusive. Now, TCG exclusive is exactly what it sounds like. It's only in the TCG. These are rare to ever be touched on any ban list, period. So, yeah, you gotta deal with it. Now, this means that no matter what you say on your videos, no matter what your wish list is on your videos, no matter what your blog says, no matter what you say, no matter what anyone says, tour guide, tour bus, Tengu, Shark, and any other exclusive is completely safe. They're not touching them. Everyone will then start yipping about Allure of Darkness. If you actually knew about Allure of Darkness and why it was hit, you'd understand. It was nowhere near the format we have right now. Allure of Darkness at 3 allowed Teledad or Return Dad or Blackwings to become the most consistent deck to ever friggin' see the format. It was unbelievable what they could do. So that is why they took the emergency ban list. There's a large difference between that format and this format, and people need to understand that and stop using the Allure of Darkness argument. Next thing I want to talk about that people are kind of putting out there is Bryanak and bringing back Goyo. Why would they bring back Goyo when it's the largest thing, basically? Like XYZ wise, I think the highest attack XYZ is 26. That's before Pearl. So, why would they bring back a level 6 Synchro that would then destroy top tier, like top XYZs? That doesn't make any sense. And yes, Brio bounces them, but why would they give you that advantage? Like, oh, Goyo is at 28, and then, some ridiculous thing like Shrink, and you're like, I'm going to Shrink BLS. You just got a BLS for free. Like, there's no summoning, there's no Monster Reborn. You just got that BLS for free. So that was that. The next one is Brio that we're talking about, and as most of you, and if you don't know, Brio is getting a reprint in everywhere but the US and Canada, which means TCG is still getting a reprint. Why would Konami ban a card they just put in a special edition, thus affecting their sales? They're a company first, card game second. They don't care what people think. People are going to play the game regardless. The mass population is not going to quit if Brio isn't banned. The sad part that I don't like about this is that a lot of the people that are saying these radical things about certain cards are the people that don't actually own them in the first place, and they're basically just saying they want to even out the field with no expensive cards. Now, the game is always going to have expensive cards in one way or another, but you can't just hate on a card because you don't own it. I don't have tour guides or rescue rabbits, but I don't really hate on them because they're good cards. There's a reason why they are expensive. Now people are gonna. I play Inzectors and they're a $90 set of Hornets, but it's like I might be biased, but I don't find Inzectors super consistent. Like, you need Hornet to do well. Period. Like, you need it in your grade, you need it in your hand. Like, you have to have it somewhere for you to even do remotely well. Thus, DD Crow wrecks it. Just saying. So that was my little spiel on Konami and what Konami is and what it does and why all these ban list predictions are getting retarded in what they're saying. I've seen a lot of them lately that are saying, like, tour guide to 1. I'm like, you can't. Why? Why do you even say that? And then people try and, balance it out by putting wish list on them. It's like, we don't care what your wish list is. We don't care what your wish list is. We want to hear your predictions as somebody that we subscribe to. Like, it's not that we don't care about your opinion. It's more or less that we don't care about your personal opinion. So we don't care what you want to happen. We want to hear what you think will happen. And people need to start thinking more about the people that are viewing it. Think about what they're there for, what they're subscribing to, what they're subscribing for, not personal opinions and why tour guide's an overpowered bitch because I don't own them. So that's my little rant, I guess. Comment, rate, subscribe, and don't make any more dumb ban list videos, please.